the series on project development with Node.js. In this video, we are going to set up our further folder directory, or I would say the project directory. We are going to add the folders for routing mechanism, for the controllers, for the models. This is going to be really very important. Apart from that, we are also going to set up our MongoDB, right? So if you have not yet installed MongoDB, let me do one thing. Let me also check if you have MongoDB with us. Yes, you can see in my system MongoDB is already installed. That's why I'm able to get this Mongo shell, right? But you can also go online and check how can you install MongoDB on your corresponding system, right? That being said, let's just start. So first of all, the first thing that we would like to do is set up a basic folder directory, right? So let's do one thing. Okay, let's say we'll have a new folder, source. Inside source, I'll have a folder controllers. I'll have another folder models. Okay, one second. Not inside this. Okay, let's do one thing. Series source. Okay, ls. Okay, we have controllers. I guess I made by mistake models inside it. So let's remove it. Come back. Okay. So we have controllers, right? I'll do models. I'll do routes, and I'll also do util. Sometimes we might have to do some utilities. We might need to add some utilities. That is something that we can do, right? Also, let's do one thing. We can have mkdir config. Our database configs is going to exist here, and this should give us a good folder structure, right? We have a dedicated good folder structure. You can see the icons also corresponding to that resembles their use case, right? Now, let's see. First of all, we would like to set up our routes, right? That is something very important. So if we go to routes, you can create a new file, index.js, right? This route index.js, we can say const express is equals to require express. Okay, and let me just check one more thing. Okay, yeah. And now what we are going to do here is we can set up the express router. So const router is equals to express dot router, right? This will give us the express router, right? And then we can say const v1 routes, like for the API that we are making is going to be the version 1. So v1 routes is equals to require slash v1, right? I'll make a new folder v1 here. Okay, and then we'll say router.use slash v1, that any request that starts with v1 should be mapped to v1 routes, and we'll say module.exports is equals to router. We'll export this router, and then inside v1 we can come, right? So inside v1 let's do one more thing, right? Inside v1 we'll make a new folder, new file, index.js. Okay, and this will be the starting point for the timing. Let's say const express is equals to require express, right? And then we can say let's say const router is equals to express dot router, and let's do one thing. Let's set up a basic API, router dot get slash help, right? Slash help, right? And we can say module dot exports is equals to router, and let's do one thing. Inside our controller, let's make a new file. Let's say help controller.js, right? Inside the help controller, let's make few things very quickly. So we'll say const, we don't even need it, let's say function help details is equals to request comma response, right? We'll write something like this, and let's not do this, we'll say const, right? And for the timing we'll just say return res dot status 200, and we can just bind send here only, dot send message successfully hitting the help API. Okay, and we'll say data, we'll have a data object. Let's return some help details regarding our I would say application. So let's say contact, and we can say +91, and let's just start a dummy number. I believe this should be enough. We have the message with us, and let's do one thing, let's add success is true. Okay, cool. And then we can do module.exports help details. Okay, now what we can do here is we can say const help controller is equals to require controller help controller, and here we can say help controller dot help details. Okay, so whenever we'll make any request on /v1 /help, we should get the details, right? Now let's just do one more thing. Let's do one more thing. Let me get that. Okay, now what we can do here is inside our main index.js, that was like the outside most file. Let's close all of these folders, right? What you can do is you can say app.use, right? Whenever you will get /API, any route that starts with your basic domain name, like let's say for the timing localhost 3000 /API, we should map it to our APIs, right? So for the time being, let's say const API router is equals to require dot slash source slash route slash index. Okay, and we can say this to API router, that whenever any request comes to /API, we can map it to API router, right? And this should be a good to go. I guess the server must have started. Okay, let's restart it. Oh, we are inside source. Let's come back. Yes, the server has started. Now if you'll do /help, sorry, not /help, /API /v1 /help. Okay, and if you send it, see, we are getting the API successfully, right? So the basic routing mechanism and a basic controller is already set up for our functionalities, right? So this mechanism, like this whole folder structure, is going to help us in order to actually boot up our application, right? Now one very small thing I'll also do is we'll set up the git so that we can have the version control system set up with us. So we'll say git init. Okay, we'll make a new file, touch dot git ignore. Okay, inside this git ignore file, I'll just add node modules, right? Just a second. Node modules like this. Okay, so the git ignore is ready. Now we'll say git status. Now you can see you are not able to see the node modules because that's a very big package. Generally we don't push it anywhere, right? And we'll say git add all. If we do git status, now they are being tracked, right? Git commit -m basic project setup, project API setup done. and cool. Right. So we have successfully committed it. Now, whenever we'll be making some good progress, we are going to actually commit our progress and see what can be done. That being said, let's just wrap it up here, guys. We are going to meet very, very soon in the next video. Till then, take care, guys. Bye bye, and thank you.
What is this? What is this?
बैटरी डाउन अब नहीं पिलेगा.